Hi there Pisces, thank you for joining me for your weekly forecast for week commencing the 23rd of November. The sign of Libra is very important this week. I think we are going to be talking a lot about Sagittarius and the role of Saturn. But in Libra, for you, this is a sector that's very much to do with your resources. And Venus, the planet of attraction, and it can be linked to money, is in opposition to Uranus this week. Uranus is in your second solar house, which is very much to do with everyday money. And Venus could see you quite desirous of some kind of big ticket item. And you may find that your impulse to gain some kind of goodie can actually be quite strong this week. And therefore, any discipline or budget that you put in place to try to be more careful with your resources could come under a little bit of pressure. Then again, you could find yourself magnetically drawn towards somebody who just seems to have something very different about them, an aura that's refreshing, different and unique, that actually you find to be very exciting. And this could become a really quite sensual, if perhaps unpredictable influence. But also in this part of your scope, you've got the determination of Mars, which can sharpen up your elbows if you're wanting to do well in business. And Mars is angling up brilliantly to Saturn, the planet of responsibility, which is in your sector of success. And if you really put a lot of effort in over the next couple of years or more, you can rise in prominence, you can become more well known, more successful, take on more responsibility and receive more material rewards. But with Saturn, it often takes away first. It doesn't usually put anything on a plate. But the great news is that Mars cooperating with Saturn can see you put the hard work in, as long as it's focused and you're working productively and intelligently, then something good can happen. However, the Sun and also Mercury, moved into Sagittarius late last week. And Mercury goes side by side with Saturn. And if there is something around your skill set professionally that's lacking, this can be a great time for you to go on some kind of course. It doesn't matter whether it's residential, you do it by correspondence, you do it through buying CDs and learning something yourself at home. However you do it, the more informed you become, the better it can be for you. Because if there are any gaps in your skills, they could well be revealed at this time. There's also a full moon which occurs on Wednesday with the Sun and Saturn in opposition to the moon in Gemini. This suggests if something is out of kilter in terms of your emotional responses around your work or the way you link with the wider world, if you're not feeling particularly comfortable with the people you work with, you don't like the environment, you have to travel miles to get to your job. All these things, if they're draining your emotional needs, that's not a good thing. And so you may find yourself thinking, do I want all this responsibility? Is it really why I set out on the journey that I began some time ago? And your natural idealism continues to be promoted by the role of Neptune, which is going to be squaring in a right angle with Saturn, which has been building up all month, but in turn the Sun and of course Mercury, and it's a T-square basically, because obviously it squares up with the full moon as well. And that's going to be quite a heavy, difficult aspect. Because if you think about it, although Neptune gives you that wonderful ability to soak up inspirational music, dreams, to be very gifted when it comes to art and flair in general, when you put that into the realm of work or what the world demands, the world can be an unforgiving place. And that rather dreamy side of your nature may be something that you find or feel is frustrating the more straightforward and business-like people that you may have to encounter to make the most of some of these goals that you do have. So something has to give. It's not all going to be on your terms. You need to prioritize. You need to be very cautious about what your motivations are. Be aware of any desire you have to have power at all costs or recognition at all costs. Those are not necessarily good things. Make sure that what you do helps other people as well as helping yourself. Thank you for joining me. Good luck and goodbye for now.